Welcome everyone to our quarterly webinar series, Accelerating Your Use Cases with the Solutions Team. My name is Allie DeSantis and I'm the Solutions Project Manager. I'm joined today by Brandon Roberts, one of our extraordinary architects on the team. Please remember to use the Q&A for any questions throughout the presentation, and there will also be time at the end if there are any questions. We have an upcoming webinar we'd like to bring to your attention, Automate Customer Onboarding with the ChatGPT. It's our first webinar of 2024 and the beginning of our customer journey series. It'll be Thursday, January 11th from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Register now at decisions.com/events. We've also got a training coming up in January. January 23rd through the 25th in Miami. It's a 3-day event. We're going to have a beginner track for those new to decisions and a master class for those with a year experience, and then a new partner track for our customer channel partners. So you can sign up at our website. Please go to decisions.com/events and sign up. We'd love to have you there. In case you missed it in our previous webinars, Unlocking the Possibilities in Decisions and Accelerating Your Use Cases, you can watch them on our YouTube page at decisions.com/videos. And then just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. We'll save some time for Q&A at the end, but you don't have to wait to ask your questions. Feel free to use the Q&A or chat functions in Zoom to submit any questions at any time. We'll seek to answer them as they come in. So let's get into it for our agenda today. We'll review the what and why of accelerators, and for those of you that are new or just need a refresher, and then we'll talk about what's been newly released and available for download. Then Brandon is going to do a walkthrough demo of our ticketing application. It'll be available next week in the App Store. I'll let you know how you can get access to these and all the accelerators. And then finally, we'll talk about what's next on the roadmap coming up in Q1. For a little bit about the solutions team, again, I am Allie, the project manager. I work closely with Althea and Brandon, our amazing solutions architects, under the guidance of Will Pedersen, our fantastic VP of Customer Experience. And then our dedicated developers, we have Stephanie, Sufyan, Sajinya, Mahesh, and Shandana. So what are the Decisions accelerators? Our team is dedicated to building applications that help our customers accelerate their projects into production. Our team of expert decision developers deliver projects that address your common pain points in development so that your use cases can go into production sooner. We highlight what is possible building in decisions with pre-built microservices that deliver valuable applications that would otherwise need to be purchased or developed. This reduces your time to value and encouraging new projects for your backlog. All of our projects are built using decisions best practices and come complete with documentation. So let's take a look at what's new in the App Store. As a reminder, the Decisions App Store is available at no additional cost to all users located in the studio in the My Apps folder, and is loaded with various applications for download that will assist in development. So we recently released Google Maps Viewer, which provides a system for storing and viewing locations using the Google Maps API. There's also an email template generator to provide users with the ability to generate customized email templates based on the properties they choose. And then the standard operating procedure is an end-to-end application that allows users to build standard operating procedures for any business by creating job cards with a list of questionnaires for their operating system. Next, we released document extraction with AI, which we demoed at our last webinar. This application retrieves invoices from Gmail and integrates them into QuickBooks using ChatGPT. This application can also extract details from offer letters and add them to an Excel file. If you missed the demo, you can check it out on our website. Then we have the annual holiday manager, which allows users to create customized holiday lists for a calendar year. You can create holidays based on location with a scheduled job to run annually. And then we have our data formatter, which provides flows for JSON and XML formatting and decisions. This project includes example flows that demonstrate the creation of nested JSON and XML data. And then lastly, we have our much anticipated, very complex ticketing system application, which we'll be demoing for you today. This end-to-end application streamlines the process for tickets to be created, assigned, and tracked, and comes with pre-configured dashboards, scheduled jobs, and exception handling. So I'm going to turn it over to Brandon to give you a walkthrough of the application.
Thank you, Allie. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Like Allie said, my name is Brandon Roberts. I'm one of the solution architects at Decisions, and I'll be demoing our ticketing system application. So starting with, where do you get this? You can start, once we have this available, this will be on the My Apps folder. You'll be able to select it and download it like the rest of our apps here. But once you have it installed, we'll start here from the ticketing system administration. And so when you first install it, these will be blank, and you'll have the option to create an administration folder and edit the global settings. The edit global settings is sort of a global email administrator. So in case there's an issue with any of your queues, any of the processes, this is where you configure notifications for that to go to. Next thing you'd want to look at is creating an administration folder. And the administration folder, for a better term, is just your queues that you'd be using. So you'll select that option and you'll get the folder name where you can name your administration queue. You can give it a description. You can give it an administrator email, as well as say the business location for business hours, and then you can select the queuing type. So we have two queue types here, the round robin type and the manual queue. Manual queue is a standard queue where users can pull work from that queue. A round robin queue is a special queue type that will automatically assign tickets out of the queue based on what criteria you set. Default setting, though, is basically the last person that has pulled from the queue will get the next ticket once it has been submitted. We have the broadcast emails option, where in case you need to be notified of tickets that come in or work that needs to be done with tickets, you can add additional emails here to be notified of those. We also have the auto closer settings. From here, you can set when the first reminder, the second reminder, and when a ticket will auto close based on what substate it's in. Last two portions here are the bounding characters. This is used in sort of making sure that ticket replies stay in line. We have special bounding characters that hide a particular GUID that we use to keep the replies in line. So for using and this is where we set those. So for this, you want to give a special, sequence of characters, something similar to this. You don't want to use something similar. You don't want to use something like a comma or a period. Otherwise, you'll be extracting what you need. And this is really if you want to grab some particular data from a comment or from data in your email body, you would use these special characters that you select here. The last option here is the enable job. This is what determines if your email box is actually going to be, or your queue is actually going to be monitored or not. So this is enabled. The job running will monitor this queue. If this is disabled, the job that we run will not monitor this queue. Next is the IMAP server info. This is essentially where you would configure the email server that you want the job to monitor. We have the username, the password, the IMAP folder. Essentially, this is the folder that you want to be monitored, similar to like an inbox. The server address and the server port. You can choose to use a secure connection, and I won't highlight how to set these up because we already have great documentation, but essentially you'll get your auth token and paste that here and then select submit. So once you have submitted that, you'll get a folder here, and essentially these folders will function as your queues. And it's really, what really makes this powerful is that you can set as many folders as you need to, and you can have these queues represent multiple things. So these queues could be for your facility team. You could have a facility a facility maintenance queue. So there needs to be something done. User can submit a ticket here and they can go to the facility management queue to be worked. You can have an HR management queue set up. Someone can submit a ticket to get their last name changed, and that can generate a ticket here for your management queue. And in our use case, us as decisions, we use the same logic in our customer support queue or customer support tickets. So this is a really powerful tool to really separate work and get work done for your organization. So next, I'm going to go into some of the tabs that we have here with the ticketing system administration page. We have our assignee time off section here. And so right now, if you have a user or a team member that's taking vacation, you can see the time that they have. You can see their ticket limit, whether they're an overflow status user, and you can see when they're taking time off and when it's ending. There's also a calendar view, so you can actually select the calendar view and it'll give you the days that that user is off. Next, we have the tickets today list. Now this will show all the tickets that came in today as well as their status. We have them in the inbound queue or if they've been opened or resolved. Now, next is the all tickets page. Now this shows all the tickets for all the queues that you have configured. So you can notice that it'll show the system as well as the ticket itself. So you can see the ticket, what system it's a part of, and what status they are currently in. Next, we have the metrics tab. These shows metrics for all the queues that you have. So you can see all the open and closed tickets per month, the tickets that are open and what assignee has them. You can see how many high priority tickets you have, how many tickets are open for that day, how many tickets that are closed today, as well as the weekly closed tickets and the currently open tickets, as well as the open tickets and their substate. Next, we have the filtered metrics that shows a bit more. We can see the tickets that are pulled from the queue for that day. You can also see the comment count per day, as well as the ticket activity. And the final tab here is the responses tab. This shows all the responses for every ticket within every queue. So you can come in and you can see every single comment for that ticket for that day, or any tickets in the queue for the day. So these are some of the information that you get as an admin. Now, how do I look at the data or look at the what my queue is doing? You can simply click into your folder here, and that'll take you to your particular queue, and you'll see your today's tickets for this particular queue. And so you'll see we have all tickets, metrics, and filtered metrics. These are the exact same tabs, except these are for your particular queue. So these show all the tickets in my queue, this TSA walkthrough queue. The metrics for this queue, you see the closed tickets for today are different from the entire group, as well as the filtered metrics are for these particular queues. So some of the, as well as the responses tab, this also shows responses for the tickets in the queue. Now there's some additional tabs here. First, we're going to go into the assignees. And so these are the assignees that you are assigning to the queue. That's from, you can add more in the assignee management. You can also add an assignee group and a preferred assignee. So an assignee is a user that's going to be working the tickets essentially. So to add assignee, you select that action. You select the user here. We'll just say test assignee 2, as well as setting their status as active, unavailable, or on vacation. If we select vacation, you can set the start time and end time, as well as the group they're going to be a part of. I'll select them as tier 2. I'll select them to active, as well as notes. One important things you'll need to do here is set the daily ticket limit. So users have their daily ticket limit. I'll set them to 2, and I'll also select the status. So there are 2 statuses here. A standard status is you have 2 tickets a day, and that's essentially what you need to use. And the overflow status is more for round robin queue types. So with the round robin queue types, you'll get tickets, kicked automatically. If they have a daily ticket, if their daily ticket is 2, that means they'll automatically get kicked 2 tickets as they come in through the day. But with the overflow status, if you're marked as overflow status, that means if there are more tickets in the queue and you've already hit your daily ticket limit, you'll get kicked another ticket. So this is scenarios where, okay, we have more tickets and everyone's already had their queue, they've their daily ticket limit, we'll set them to overflow so that they continue working tickets because we need to get this work done. So we'll go ahead and select save, and we'll see that user added as a tier member. You can also see the groups here. You can edit a group and change some of their priority, their hours of operation. But you can also add a group, which is pretty similar to what I just showed. You'll just come here and select add group. You'll give the group name and list its priority. Essentially, your priority is, what ticket, who's getting the tickets first, and that could be changed. And that's what that does. We also have the preferred assignees. And so in use case for the scenarios, say you have a customer that you want a white glove or they're asking for a particular assignee, you can choose that group here, say request group 2, and we can choose their tickets to go to any of the assignees that you need to. Essentially, those tickets will go to that sole assignee until this is changed. You can even assign tickets if that user set the daily limit or if the user is inactive. So I made them the tier 2 or request group 2's preferred assignee. You can also, the next tab we'll look at is reply templates. And so say you have some run-of-the-mill templates that you just need to send to any user. In this case, I added one for need an upgrade. Say we no longer support a specific version and we just want a template that we can just send to multiple users. We will, you can add that template and then that'll become optional for the assignees to send out on ticket responses. The next tab we're gonna go to is the substates tab, where you can add additional states to tickets. This is done through the ticket managing action. So you can go to add subset, add statuses, and I'll just say, we'll call it tier 3, and you can choose if you want this subspace to be able to auto close or not, or you can add multiple if you need to. For now, we'll just add the tier 3 and we'll submit, and we'll see that tier here. Last tab I'm going to show here is the classifications, and this is what we want to use when closing tickets out. Again, this is another ticket management action. We go to add classification, and we will say, let's see, we'll just say this is, say you've sent in the ticket to the wrong queue. Say someone sent in a support ticket and it's more for a HR ticket. We'll just say HR ticket. Our ticket, and we will submit. So these really give, these are actions here that you can sort of use and control more what you need for your particular queue. Next thing we're going to really go into is the requester groups and the account information. So the requester groups are how you would think of your customers. I've created one for google.com. I'll create another one. You'll go ahead and click create group, give it an email name. We'll just call it, let's call it Outlook. And we'll just say, let's see, at outlook.com, at hotmail.com, as to the email domains. So tickets that come in from those domains will be part of the Outlook group. You can add a requester specific for that group. Here, we'll just call it test user 1 at outlook.com. And we can give that user the option to view all tickets or just their tickets. Just give them the can't view all, and submit. So that whenever that user submits tickets, they'll be under the Outlook group and they should be able to see all the tickets that the Outlook group submits. There's also the option to add an additional contact. Now, this is for someone that doesn't need access to the ticketing system, but still needs to be aware of what's going on, say like a manager, for example. We can add that as additional contact so they get added on all of that group's emails. So I'll just call it test manager. Let's see, test manager at outlook.com. We'll call them a manager and we'll submit. And we'll have that additional test manager here. Now we have tabs where we can view the information for the requester and the additional contacts. And you have options to edit the additional contact or the requester from these two reports, as well as reset the password if needed. So next, we're going to jump into the tickets. It's more specifically how an assignee will be looking at tickets. So I'm an assignee and I've come in to do my work for the day. I'll first come in, log in and see my tickets. And from here, I'll have the options to get a next ticket or submit a ticket. I can also choose to complete a ticket reply to a requester, or set the substate in notes. So first thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and take a look at this one. I will reply to the requester, and I'll go ahead and say, looking into this. From here, I can also choose to I can either use my type in my message like the way I need to, or I can select one of my template replies and say, okay, this person just needs to upgrade. I'll go ahead and select send, and I'll send that reply out. I can also say, okay, I've sent the reply out. Let me go ahead and change the sub status to my work in progress. I'll go ahead and save that, and you'll see that it gets moved into the additional state of my work in progress. Next thing I'll show up is the get next ticket action. This is more for the manual queue. So I've done my work and I need to pull another ticket. I'll select the get next ticket action here. And you'll see I've got a new ticket that's pulled down. It'll notify me of my ticket. And say, okay, the next action I'll show is just completing a ticket. I'll select complete ticket here. And you can see that I can choose the classification. And for now, I'll just say this is an HR ticket. I'll give it the number of minutes worked, and I'll go ahead and just say not a support ticket. Why the request from the reply from the requester, and complete the ticket. And you'll see that ticket is now removed from my tickets report. The users also have the option to watch tickets as well as check all the tickets. You can choose the tickets that you have as under the tickets I'm watching. Now, if you want to watch a ticket, say you're a senior member or you're a tier 2 member and you're not working the ticket, but you need to keep eyes on it because you have some prior knowledge on it, you can come to all tickets and you can select the ticket here and go to ticket management, and you can go to manage watcher list. From here, you can add a watcher. I'll add myself as a watcher and submit. Then I'll select update. And you can see that now I have this ticket as a watcher. I can watch the ticket and I can see any information that's happening with the ticket. And that really covers many of the actions that you really need to use here. And next thing we're going to jump into is the requester portal. So this is if you're requesting help with the ticket or going to get a ticket. If you have options, or if you're an admin for that queue, or you're someone who can see all tickets, you'll get the option to see all tickets. If not, you'll only get the my tickets option. And so if you come to all tickets, you'll get to see all the tickets for your group. Essentially, I'm an admin here, so I can see everything. But if you submit tickets for your group, you'll be able to see all the tickets for your group. From here, you can choose to submit a new ticket. I'll show you this real quick. You can give it a title, webinar, as well as a priority, give it a high priority, and we can choose the ticketing system we'll send it to, and details. And we'll create the ticket. Once the ticket's created, it should show up here. And then you'll get access to all your tickets. From here, you should be able to send messages on your tickets, update your notes, or close a ticket. I'll go ahead and send a message, say test message 1. Go ahead and submit it. And then here you can refresh your ticket. Oops. And you can see your test message here. You can also choose to right click and close a ticket if you need to, which then you can just say you can close and the ticket will be removed. These are really the actions that you'll be getting here as a user or as someone that is submitting tickets. From the My Tickets, you get a very similar, very pretty much the same thing, except that you only see tickets that you submit, so you'll get the same exact actions. So this really covers really what you can do with the ticketing system. There are some things to note as once you've imported the project the jobs are running on a scheduled job, and indecision scheduled job, or the jobs are running in scheduled jobs, and they are disabled. Now, disabled scheduled jobs are show up as hidden jobs under your scheduled job. So once you've installed the project, you'll need to come to your scheduled job and you'll need to check for hidden items and enable the job so that you can see them properly. Otherwise, your queues will not be monitored and this will not be working it properly. That really covers the ticketing system application. Did anyone have any questions? I don't see any questions in the Q&A. So I will turn this back over to Allie.
Thank you, Brandon. If anybody does have any questions about ticketing or any of the accelerator projects, or just interested in a personalized demo, we'd love to know. We'd love to get your feedback. You can connect directly with us at accelerators@decisions.com. So now we're going to talk about what we have coming up in the next quarter. The solutions team will continue working on several cross-industry projects, along with launching our community site and marketplace. So in the next quarter, we're going to start with playbook activity. This is a useful project that will organize, track, and manage tasks. This project comes complete with an employee onboarding template right out of the box. Also, we have Change Control Manager, which enables users to track changes for resources added to the system. This will ensure accountability through automated assignments for those changes. And then lastly, we have Critical Shift Manager, which provides a centralized platform to manage multiple teams to track availability and forecast for staffing. So we've been talking in all of our webinar series about launching our Decisions community website and marketplace. So I wanted to highlight a few of the benefits and give a status update on the project. The community site will house several resources with a focus on the needs of our community, such as upcoming events, training, newsletters, our forum, documentation, and then our new marketplace to share projects built using Decisions. The site is now live, showcasing our new forum. It's at community.decisions.com. So please go check it out, register for an account, and check out the new features. We're going to be adding more in the coming months, so you'll want to be a part of the new additions. As for our marketplace, it will go live on our community site next quarter. Contributors can showcase projects built for all of the Decisions community with links to their company's websites. Users can download or purchase applications from these different contributors, and contributors will need to register for their account. This will allow the solutions team to get details of their projects. So for more information on how to get involved before the launch, please email us at accelerators@decisions.com. As a contributor, you will have access to a ton of cool features like self-managed portals to gain valuable insights and feedback from community members. You'll be able to manage your application's performance and respond to requests for more information and improvements. This will allow you to connect to your users in real time. So how can you get access to the accelerators and more? All of the accelerators are available at no additional cost for V8 and newer platform users, located in the Decision Studio in the My Apps folder. They will all come with thorough documentation and YouTube videos. And then you can also join me quarterly for our webinars to review what's new. We do appreciate everyone joining today, and we would love to get your feedback. Let us know what you would like to see in the App Store or how we can implement any of these projects into your use cases. Make sure to download the accelerators, and if you want to schedule a deeper dive demo, you can email us at accelerators@decisions.com or reach out directly to your customer success manager. So we'd like to open it up now if there's any questions from the audience. You can either use the Q&A or ask your question directly. don't see any questions. So with that, thank you all for joining and enjoy the rest of your day.